easy bike ride and a 1 hour run off the bike. 15 minutes easy, 15 minutes Ironman pace, and then 15 minutes easy. And this is all going to be happening inside because Brisbane has been raining flat out for the last 5 or 6 days. So I'm pretty sick of the turbo, to be honest. I know everyone's supposed to keep a really positive attitude about training inside.
What condiments do you have today?
Oh gosh. I have this whole condiment thing. If anyone follows me on Instagram, it's been so funny. Everyone's bagging, putting me down about how much condiment I have on my toast. And all these psychos have been messaging me pictures of their toast with condiments like 2 centimeters thick. Anyway, I'm having Vegemite and peanut butter, but I'm starting to get a bit funny about peanut butter because I've been eating it too much lately, so now I'm starting to feel like I don't want it anymore. But we'll see how we go today. Gosh, man, I bet you the Instagram followers would say that's too burnt to eat. You know what? The Instagram followers are not here right now. And this is fine. Can't wait to hear everyone's comments about that shot. And about price.
So is this your usual breakfast before training?
Normally, if I have a swim first in the morning, I would have like a small tub of yogurt and 2 pieces of toast and a coffee. But today, because it's a 3.5 hour day, I need to eat a little bit more. So I'm having 4 pieces of toast and my coffee. And then we get some nutrition ready for the bike ride soon.
So do you have baked goods for the bike today?
I actually don't, because I ate Mum's last batch of muffins anymore, and she was going to bake some cookies yesterday, some healthy cookies, but she didn't have one of the ingredients. So unfortunately for me, I don't have any baked goods today. She should be more on top of her ingredients though. I'm trying to think of like how long I'm training for right now. Gotta rely on yourself when your baker's bloody had a few days off.
You always gonna do yesterday?
But you didn't.
So anyone that follows you on socials has probably noticed that you've been a bit quiet in the last few months. What's been going on?
A lot's been going on. I got back from 5 months in the US. I think I got back in the 2nd week of November, straight into hotel quarantine for 2 weeks in Australia. In hindsight, I probably raced too much in 2021, and I probably didn't realise how much it had taken out of me and how exhausted I was until I got back to Australia. Hotel quarantine for 2 weeks, and then I came home. And home now is a house that I have bought with my parents. Let me explain that a little bit. Before I left Australia, actually in June, my parents and I bought a beautiful house in Ferny Hills in Brisbane. My parents are semi-retired and they've never lived anywhere else in their life except for the small country town that I grew up in, and they've decided to come and help me out in the next few years while I pursue this professional triathlon career. So it's really nice to be living back with them. I left home at 17 to pursue my career in the city. And it's just so funny that 20 years later I'm back living with my parents. And the good thing is I'm only here in Australia for roughly about 6 months of every year. So I'm pretty confident that will give us our space from each other and we won't end up killing each other. We bought the house together. We went thirds or halves in the house, and it's settled, bought it in June, settled in I think August. So some people might be wondering how a semi-okay professional triathlete can afford a house or a mortgage on a house. Those of you that have followed me since the beginning of my journey would know that I only started triathlon in 2014, and before that I was the co-founder of multiple small businesses and working in the corporate world. When I started training full-time in 2018, when I turned professional, I had an agreement with my business partner that I could step out of the business for 4 years. And at the end of that 4 years, I had to basically either come back to the business full-time or I had to sell down all my shares in the business and exit completely. So the end of that 4 years was the end of 2021. And I've decided to pursue triathlon. So that was a big decision. Well, it wasn't really, but I guess like running the business and having the security of the businesses there, that's all I've ever known since I was in my early 20s. So when I got home after quarantine in the middle of November, we started renovations. So that was a bit crazy, to be honest. We had, up to like 10 tradespeople in here pretty much every day. Then I had my family come just before Christmas, so like middle of December, nieces and nephews and my brother, sister-in-law come for Christmas. So to be honest with you, like December and half of January was pretty much a blur. I feel like there were always tradespeople here. I was very much out of routine. Had nieces and nephews and family running around, which was so nice to see them every day, but it was also really hectic and a bit difficult with training.
How's training going? How are you feeling fitness-wise?
Well, training, I had 3 weeks off after my waltz to the finish at Ironman Florida early November. I had a week off after the race. Then I had 2 weeks in hotel quarantine, and then I had kind of like get back into exercise kind of week, my first week out of quarantine. But to be honest with you, training was I feel like disrupted a little bit during December with Christmas and renovations and having family and stuff around. So I didn't really get into a very good routine, but I was still training every day. Made a coaching change a bit over a month ago, which I'm not going to go into too much detail about right now, but it's been going well for 4 weeks now. It's been nice and refreshing to have a new philosophy and some pretty big changes to the way I'm training to focus on. So I guess, I'm just starting to feel like I'm getting fit now. Racing Challenge Shepparton, half distance in, I think it's 2 weeks from now. And I'm looking forward to, I'm not expecting anything amazing at that race. I'm looking forward to just getting a gauge of where I'm at. And then actually a week after Shepparton, I head back to the US. It's kind of crazy how quickly it's come up. I feel like I just got home. I'm heading over to do my preparation for the Ironman World Champs in Utah. I'm going to Flagstaff in Arizona at altitude, doing a 5-week block there before I head down Just had George for Ironman World Championships. They're in love. Fifth day on trainer in a row. No riding outside since last Sunday. Loving it!
So Renee, anyone? I told you I'm not good at shit. I can't do it. It's just my heart rate
Stop
would be through the
it,
roof.
psycho!
Right now. No, I just can't do it. Alright, okay. So Renee, Tony.
I know there were so many ingredients and different types of flour.
Well, this is yeah, when you're eating healthy, there's not just one processed white flour that you put in everything. The time ticking.
No, I didn't have that on. It wasn't on.
Check.
It
I
wasn't
saw
on.
the time.
Okay, it wasn't. That was a trick. That was good for the bloopers.
It's not funny.
Yeah, it's not.
You don't even need to say Renee. You can just
I
say.
think that's what sets
Okay,
it
I'll
off.
just say so. Anyone that follows you on social.
They're like falling in love. The show's amazing. Have you seen these bottles?
What?
I'm surprised she's not dead.
Seen what?
The black that's in these bottles.
Oh, it's
It's
only
just-
that one. It's only that one.
No, it's not.
I think you just go and try.
Always
That's
buy.
like nothing.
Always buy black bottles.
When you use them, you've got to rinse them out straight away.
No worries, team.
Thank you. Now your father said it.
Well, I actually don't even care about it. That's probably why I've got such a strong immune system. That's probably why you're sick all
If
the
I
time.
just said that to her, she'd have said, "Hell, I'm going to kill
No, I know that that's what you got to do, but I'm not doing it.
Didn't you just get really sick?
With hot water.
First time in 10 years.
You ready?
Don't ask me questions all the time.